Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat, lalong-lalo na sa ating tagapagturo, Ma'am Diane Rose Magno. At sa video nito, pag-uusapan po natin ang patungkol sa finance or pananalapi. Unang tanong, alam niyo na ba kung ano ang investment? Ang investment ay may iba't ibang uri. At ngayon dito, ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo kung ano ba ang mga ito at paano ba tayo mag-generate ng income or kikita tayo sa pamamagitan nito.
Good evening everyone, it's me Patrick Legaspi, and today's video we're gonna talk about stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Alright, ano nga ba ang stocks? Ang stock are share in the ownership of the company. Ibig sabihin dito, bumibili tayo ng share or ng stock sa isang kumpanya or isang institution na kung saan maaari tayong tawagin na shareholder or stockholder. Also, meron din tayong tinatawag na two types of stocks or dalawang uri ng stocks. Ang common and preferred stocks na kung saan dividends or share of earnings. Kumbaga, parehas silang nagja-generate ng income or parehas silang kumikita. Pero ano nga ba ang pinagkaiba ng dalawa? Sabihin na lang natin na ang preferred stock ay may advantage compare sa common stock. Kasi ang preferred stock ay unang binabayaran compare sa common stock na kasunod na babayaran. Alam nyo ba na hindi lang tayo nakakatanggap ng resibo pag tayo inamamalengke na kung saan na andun yung pangalan ng pinagbilihan natin, kung ano yung binili natin at kung magkano yung halaga na binili natin. Dito, pag bumili ka ng stock na andito, bibigyan ka ng certificate na kung saan na andun yung pangalan ng corporation, kung sino yung nakapangalan, ilan yung binili mo at magkano yung halaga ng binili mo, na kung saan tinatawag tong certificate with corporation, name owners, name ownership, number of share, and fair value per share o halaga ng binili mo. Ayan, alam mo na at may idea ka na sa pamamagitan ng pagbili ng stocks, maaari ka nang kumita. Para mas lubos natin itong maunawaan, hayaan mong ibahagi ko sa iyo ang aking halimbawa. Halimbawa, isang araw habang naglalakad si Pedro, nakita niya at nakausap niya ang kanyang matalik na kaibigan na si Juan at sinabi ni Juan na may binebentang stocks ang kumpanya na kanyang pinagtatrabahuhan. Dahil may kaalaman si Pedro pagdating sa ganitong usapin, agad-agad siya at dali-dali siyang bumili ng 10 stocks sa nasabing 100 stock na binebenta ng nasabing kumpanya. Alam nyo ba na dahil sa ginawa ni Pedro, nasa kanya na ang 10% or 10% ng nasabing kumpanya? Di ba ang galing? Bibili ka lang ng stocks, kikita ka na. Kaya ano pang hinihintay natin guys? Bumili na tayo ng stocks dahil sabi ng mga entrepreneurship, the best ito para sa mga teenager dahil ang pagbili ng stocks ay high risk pero high return. Sabi nga ng matatanda, mas okay na yung sinubukan mo kaysa wala kang ginawa. Kaya okay lang sumugal dahil sabi nga nila, habang bata pa, gawin mo yung mga bagay na hindi mo pa ginagawa dahil once na mag-fail ka, okay lang kasi may chance ka pa para itama ang pagkakamali mo at sabi nga nila, experience is the best teacher. Wait, there's more. Sabi ng chismosang kapitbahay, ang pagbili ng stocks ay nakadepende sa isang kumpanya or institution. Pag nalugi ang kumpanya, lugi rin ang iyong kwarta. Pero pag naging successful or naging maunlad ang kumpanya na iyong binagbilan ng stocks, tsak, panalo ka. At dito natin napatunayan na hindi masama mag-try pero dapat maging wise sa mga desisyon at pinag-iisipan ng mabuti ang bawat desisyon na ating binibitawan. Here's are the formula na pwede natin gamitin mas malabo pa sa relasyon nyo. Char! Example number 2. Suppose that the company BYS declares a dividend of 7,500,000 for its common stock and there are 80,000 share of the common stock. How much is the dividend per share? So, hinahanap po natin is yung dividend per share. Ayan, so paano nga ba natin makukuha yung dividend per share? So ang gagawin lang natin is yung total common dividend divided by number of shares. So ang given natin is 7,500,000 and also yung shares is 80,000. I-divide lang natin. 7,500,000 divided by 80,000 shares is equals to 93.75. So meaning our dividend per share is 93.75 pesos and that is the final answer. To deeper understand how stocks works, so please watch this video all together.
A stock is a share of the ownership of a company. As the owner of a stock, the stockholder, you have a claim on the company's assets and earnings. Suppose Steve is starting a company, Pies R Us. He needs $100,000 but doesn't want to borrow from a bank. Instead, Steve invests $10,000 of his own money and finds 9 other investors who are willing to invest $10,000 each. In return, he gives each investor a certificate that represents 10% of his company. Each certificate represents 10% of the company's assets, the building, the pie pans, and the baking materials, and 10% of any future earnings. After 1 year, the company is doing well, and the company's total value increases to $200,000. This means each share of the company is now worth $20,000. $200,000 divided by 10 shares. That's twice the original $10,000. The original investors can sell their stock in the company to other investors for a 100% profit. This is how stocks work. Stocks are bought and sold daily on the major exchanges.
Finally, we're done with the stock. So this time, let's proceed with the investment that we call it bonds. So, ano nga ba ang bonds?
Ang bonds, pag sinabing bonds, ito yung tinatawag na lending your money. Pag sinabing lending your money, ibig sabihin ito yung pagpapahiram o pagpapautang mo. Maaring sa corporation, municipalities, government, and also their agency. Bakit nga ba nangungutang ang mga company? Maaring may isasagawa silang expansion na kung saan kinakailangan nila ng budget upang isagawa ito.
Ang tanong, paano ka nga ba kikita? Sa pamamagitan ng interest na maaari kang bayaran annually or taon-taon, semi-annually, 2 beses sa isang taon, o pag sinuswerte ka naman, regularly. Let me give you an example. For instance, determine the amount of the semi-annual coupons for a bond with a face value of 300,000 pesos that pays 10% payables or semi-annually for its coupons. Alright, the first thing that we should do is to find the given or face value. So as you can see, meron tayong 300,000 pesos and the coupon rate is equals to 10% or 0.10. And ang hinahanap natin is find the amount of semi-annual coupon. Ayan guys, tumako na nga tayo sa solution or sa exciting part. Madali lang to guys, kahit pitos masasagutan to. So of course, the semi-annual coupon amount is 300,000 pesos. Ita-times lang natin siya sa 10% or equivalent to 0.10. And ano yung result? Of course, kitang-kita naman natin, 30,000 pesos. Ang hinahanap naman po natin ay semi-annual coupon amount. So ang gagawin natin, i-divide lang natin siya sa dalawa. So 30,000 divided by 2 is equals to, of course, 15,000 pesos. Thus, the amount of the semi-annual coupon is 15,000 pesos. Shala, ito na po ang ating final answer, di pa madali lang. Dahil natutulog ng iba at papikit-pikit ng iba siguro dahil na rin sa pagod, dahil love na love ko kayo, meron po tayo mamayang pa-assessment na 100 items. Kaya inaasahan ko po ang inyong pakikinig. For other information, a bond is like a debt obligation like an IOU. Investor will buy car freight bonds are lending money to the company issuing the bond. Pasensya na po kayo sa kanina pa nagtitinalak na manok, mamaya titinalahin ko na yan dahil last day na niya. In return, the company makes a legal commitment to pay interest on the principal and in most cases to return the principal when the bond comes due or matures. Sa madaling sabi, ang kumpanya na nanghiram sa iyo ay obligado at legal na babayaran niya ang interest at ang perang pinahiram mo sa takdang panahon o tinatawag na matures date. As you can see, this is the bond life cycle and this is how it works. To deeper understand what is bond and bond life cycle, I invite you all to please watch all together with understanding.
Bond investing is the purchase of the bonds or debt of a company or government. Vic wants a long-term investment that is secure and will grow, so she purchases a treasury bond. These bonds are promises from the government that they will pay you back your investment with interest. Treasury bonds can be purchased through a bank, a stockbroker, or online from the Treasury Department. The government uses the money from Vic's bonds to fund projects such as highway maintenance, public works, and even war. There are many types of bonds for a variety of different institutions. State and local governments issue municipal bonds to finance local projects. Companies issue corporate bonds to borrow money from investors instead of securing a loan from a bank. The companies can then use the money from selling bonds to build new factories, buy new businesses, or simply pay off older debts. Bond investing is normally considered a conservative style of investment. The return on investment is historically lower than you might get from a stock investment, but bonds are not tied to the stock market. Instead, they reflect the credit rating of the government or business. The riskier a business is, the more interest it has to pay to attract investors. So, if Vic wants to continue investing in debt, she can buy a range of bonds that have different interest rates and risk profiles. With some careful thought, Vic can create a bond portfolio that is as diversified as any stock portfolio. If diversification is Vic's main goal, however, she would do well to use a mix of stocks and bonds.
Alright, last but definitely not least, hindi naman magpapahuli ang ating mutual funds. Kung mapapansin nyo po, pabago-bago ang aking background, dala po yan ang aking kabanoan. Dahil this is my second time editing here on CapCut, and I am so happy that every time I use it, meron po tayong nadidiscover na panibagong skills. And I am so thankful for this. So without further ado, let's get started. Ano nga ba ang mutual funds? Ang mutual funds is a pool of money invested for you by an investment firm. Ibig sabihin, kung ang stocks, bumibili ka, at ang bonds naman, nagpapahiram ka, dito naman, it is the combination. At ang maganda rito, may isang expert na nagmamanage ng investment mo. How does mutual funds work? So dito po may tinatawag tayo na NAVs or Net Asset Value for sure, and meron ding NAV or NAV is equals to Net Asset Value is equals to asset minus liabilities divided by number of shares. So ano ba yung klase ng mutual funds na pwede tayo mag-invest? Of course, nandiyan ang Jollibee, BDO, Meralco, Globe, Ayala, PLDT, Smart, 7-Eleven, Metrobank, GCash, PhilEquity, at marami pa pong iba na pwede tayong kumita. Ayan po. At ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin ang benefit of mutual funds. So ano nga ba ito? Ang mutual funds, alam nyo ba na low investment, na kung saan ang minimum lang nito ay pwede ka na mag-invest sa mutual funds pag meron ka ng 1,000 pesos or 5,000 pesos. Hindi katulad before na kinakailangan mo pa ng malaking investment para makapag-invest ka sa isang company or sa isang mutual funds. Ngayon, binabaan na nila na sa halagang 1,000 pwede ka nang mag-invest. And also, mutual fund consider as liquidity dahil maaari mong kunin ang pera na ininvest mo na maaring tumagal ng 1 linggo in case of emergency o kailangan mo na talaga yung pera na ininvest mo. Okay, the other benefits of mutual funds naman pag bumibili ka is diversification. When we say diversification, kumbaga, yung iyong investment hindi lang siya nasa isang basket. Sabi nga nila, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Meaning to say, ang investment na iyong ininvest sa isang kumpanya ay nasa iba't ibang top company na kung saan sigurado ka na maaari ka talagang kumita rito ng malaking halaga. At ang maganda pa dito sa mutual fund, ito ay kinukonsider as professional money management. Kumbaga, may taong expert taong nasa likod nito na nagmamanage na kung saan sila mismo ay naglalagay ng pera na ininvest mo sa iba't ibang company na kung saan sure mo na talaga na magge-generate ka ng income dahil sila yung may kakayanan para i-invest ito sa alam nila na lalago pa yung pera na talagang pinagkatiwala mo sa kanila. So this time, let's talk about mutual fund classified into. So meron tayong tinatawag na bond fund or fixed income funds that invest in government security na kung saan maaari siyang tumagal ng less than 5 years, and this is best recommend para sa mga 50 years old pataas dahil ito ay conservative investment na tinatawag nila. Okay, the second one is the stock equity. Alam nyo ba, ito ay pinakamaganda kasi ito yung high risk but high return, and this is best recommend para sa mga 20s and also 30s kasi ang investment na ito ay maaring tumagal ng 10 to 20 years. Just imagine guys, pag nag-invest ka dito, pag tumagal ng 10 to 20 years, may ine-expect ka na talagang marireceive dito after this. And the last one, we call it balance, combined profitability of equity investment and stability or fixed income instrument. This is kind of investment na kung saan hindi siya conservative and hindi rin siya high risk. But this is the combination of bond fund and stock equity. Sinabi natin na bond fund known as short-term goal dahil maaari siyang tumagal ng 5 years, at ang stock equity naman ay long-term goal dahil maaari siyang tumagal ng 10 to 20 years. Ibig sabihin nitong balance, nakadepende sa iyo kung paano mo siya o ilang taon mo siya gustong i-invest. So in short, pag sinabing balance is naandun ka lang sa pagitan nila ng bond fund and stock equity. Okay, let me give you an example of situation or scenario. Okay, just imagine if you have invested a one-time 1 million pesos in a mutual fund or net asset value for sure ay nagkakahalaga ng 1 peso in 1994 and level it up to 2019 or 25 years, no? From 1994 to 2019. So, ang tanong is, paano nga ba natin kukumputin yung capital gain? Ayan, so yung given natin is 1 million pesos and yung nabs niya is 1 peso noong 1994 and nag-level up siya noong 2019. So, ang halaga na niya is 40.441. So, ang gagawin lang natin dito is i-multiply lang natin as of July 19, 2019, sa halimbawa lang yan ha. So, ita-times lang natin yung share niya is 1 million kasi yun yung halaga nung niya ay nabs niya eh. So, 1 million times 40.4411 is equals to 40,441,100. Ibig sabihin, ganyan nakalaki yung kinita niya. Di ba ang laki? So, ibig sabihin, ngayong 2023, hindi natin alam na mas tumaas pa siya or hindi rin natin alam kung mas bumaba siya kasi yan kasi is nababago-bago araw-araw. In addition, meron po tayong papanooding video para mas lubos nating maunawaan.
A mutual fund pools the capital of many individual investors and invests it in a set portfolio. Steve decides that he would like to start investing. He wants a balanced portfolio broken down into 50% stocks, 30% bonds, and 20% cash. However, Steve has only $50 to begin investing. This means he only has $25 for stocks and even less for bonds. Steve's lack of cash limits his ability to invest in a balanced way by himself, but he can invest in a mutual fund to get around this problem. A mutual fund allows Steve to pool his money with other investors that want to invest in a balanced portfolio. By purchasing units in the fund, Steve can get the exposure he wants. Utilizing the strength in numbers, mutual funds allow individual investors to allocate their investment dollars in ways they couldn't have otherwise. There are many types of mutual funds, including energy funds, emerging market funds, and even funds of funds. These offer investors many flavors of portfolio exposure.
Alright, before we end this video, I wanted to share with you the definition of terms in relation to bonds and stocks. Okay, this is self-explanatory and also na-discuss ko din naman siya sa video ko. You can screenshot now para pwede nyo siyang balikan. Thank you. Well, dito na nagtatapos ang video ko and thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Okay, wait lang, nakalimutan ko. Habol ko lang na Merry Christmas and advance Happy New Year po sa ating lahat. Sana po maging masaya ang taon natin ngayon. And of course, sana po mag-enjoy tayo with our family. And yun lang po, ingat palagi. Bye. Thank you.